there are so many sites and they have a hard time right now getting the oxygen they need. That might make them, there are so many sites and they have a hard time right now getting the oxygen.
Hello, welcome, Edye Edens. I've got Darshan Kulkarni here from the Kulkarni Law Firm, and we're here to talk about should sites sign up to be backup sites? How does this one strike you?
As a sponsor CRO, I go, yes, you would be first in line. You get first dibs. You can start quickly. More often than not, depending on the number of backup sites we have, you have a really good chance of being selected. The likelihood that we're going to get all perfect sites is unlikely, that they're all going to recruit is unlikely. And even if it simply means that one of them is a great site, but just didn't recruit adequately, you're ready and set up to go. As a site, I would go, you got to be offering me something more than just a wish and a dream. You need to be putting some money down. What is the study startup going to look like? Maybe there's a maintenance cost that goes along with it while I wait for you. And maybe that's only for a certain period of time. So maybe it's going to be for 6 months. Otherwise, the rates change, everything changes. And the terms of the agreement change as well. But that would be my initial take. What about you?
As a site, does this somehow brand you? Does this somehow make you, look like you're, as we lovingly say, sloppy seconds, right? Like you're not good enough to have gotten selected the first time. It's not something I personally, that's like where my head goes as far as this issue. But to be fair, I could understand if a site said that to me. Like if they were like, look, I don't like how that positions me. On the other hand, if you have the resources to, at the drop of a hat, operationalize a new trial, I mean, that is a unique skill set that not a lot of sites are going to be willing to do, offer, etc. When we have someone who wants to sign with us because they've already gotten the 483 and they're already on day 7 of their response, it is a different price point because you're coming in to rescue. And so there could be a niche for that. I think you could take ownership of the brand and say, actually, this makes me that much of an expert that I can preferably come in earlier in the game, but also late in the game and still garner a result for the client. And in this case, that's the site and the sponsor. And the sponsor should want this too. That's a win. Something's going to happen. Inevitably, sites drop out, things happen, low performance, all sorts of issues that could happen. Why wouldn't you want a bench full of individuals who are already qualified and ready to go?
Enjoying our content? We'd love to hear more. Please like, comment, share, and find more.
I think you raise a really interesting question, which is, what is fair market value if you're basically saying, I'm waiting in the wings and I have to keep my resources higher? So maybe there's an argument to be made that fair market value is a premium above what the rates for regular services are, because you're not calling me to provide regular services. You're asking me to be on hold, and there's a cost to being on hold. I don't know if I would respond to that appropriately as a sponsor. I would go, well, these are just the costs. Either you're in or you're out. And if you aren't going to do it, I'm going to have someone else do it.
I do think it's an interesting concept and it's an untapped space. Like I said, you don't need a ton of providers in this space, but for certain therapeutic areas, certain studies, certain types of sponsors, certain types of research, the model makes sense. And I think you might even get to a middle ground with sponsors where they're not going to pay a super duper premium, but they will pay to keep good, reliable sites on hold when they know they have sites that are going to fall out, right? They'll set up some model that can somehow compensate.
Find related podcasts below.
New sites that have never done studies before, that just want to be associated with studies because they're brand new to the world, they might find value in just being available because you get training, you get all of that. I think sites, for example, in Florida, because let's be honest, there are so many sites and they have a hard time right now getting the oxygen they need. That might make them stand out because you're building that relationship. I think a large academic institution, I'd be surprised if you sign up to be a backup site.
Right. And to be fair, they're not the right setup. They're not nimble enough and they're not agile, and they do take a lot of planning and resource sharing, and that's not the right fit. And that's fair. That's 100% fair. Well, thank you for coming on and talking about this today, Darshan. As always, for once, we almost kind of agree. I don't know. Maybe we should take each other's temperature.
Two different things. So number one, I want to hear what folks think. Have you guys signed up to be a backup site? What did we miss? Because we're talking as lawyers who do this more at a negotiation level. but it's a different feel when you're living through that decision. So I'd be curious what your take is. But you can reach us at darshan@kulkarnilawfirm.com or edye@kulkarnilawfirm.com. And you can always just go to the website, www.kulkarnilawfirm.com, and it should be popping up on your screen as we speak. Thanks again. Call, click, or email.